The NBA might look successful from the outside, but something is off. The ratings are down, fans are starting to tune out, and games just don't feel like they used to. And sure, the league right now is probably making billions thanks to media deals and sports betting and whatever else, but when people actually stop caring about watching the game of basketball, then it becomes an issue. So what's going on that's so wrong? Well, the first issue is that the season feels way too long. The NBA plays 82 games, and most of these games don't even matter. Most likely, your favorite player is going to be sitting out, teams are just coasting through these games with minimal effort, and then by the time these 82 games are done and the playoffs come around, fans are burned out, and they're probably not going to watch the most important games of the season, which is the playoffs. Now compare that to the NFL, where every game feels like an event because the season is short. And in basketball, these individual games just don't feel that important. The second problem is that the game itself feels like it's changing. Everything now revolves around the three-pointer. Teams are shooting from deep over and over again because that's the easiest way to win. But let's be honest, when you're watching a game and every single game turns into a three-point shooting contest, that gets pretty boring to watch. And then you also have issues with defense. Back in the day, you could play physical, hard-nosed basketball, but right now, you could barely touch a guy without getting called for a foul, and then you're going to hear the whistle go off, you're going to see free throws, and this just makes the game less exciting. The league needs to toughen up the rules and let the players actually play the game of basketball. Another big reason why players are checking out, in my opinion, is that there's just too much going on. Players are switching teams constantly, the uniforms are changing every other week, and even the courts look different all the time. Right now the courts are bright blue and bright green, and for the casual fan, all these changes are really hard to keep up with. You can tell that the league is desperately trying to bring the viewers back to watching basketball, and they're doing all these unnecessary things in my opinion. The next big change is the All-Star game is a whole different format, and you can already see the players not liking it. And if the players are vocal about how much they don't like these changes, then just imagine how the fans feel, because they're probably not a fan of that either. On top of all of that, it's not even easy to watch a game anymore. With so many different channels and streaming services, you have ESPN, TNT, Amazon, NBC, it feels like you need a map just to find out where that game is going to be played. And here's the thing, right now the ratings are dropping, but I'm sure the NBA is still making money. Like I said earlier, they have sports betting, they have their fan bases, they have giant TV deals, and all these things continue to keep the cash coming in, but money doesn't tell the full story. If the fans stop caring about the game, then the league loses its real value. And right now the good thing is the only loss that's happening is, the viewer retention is down. But eventually, if the fans continue to stop caring, then that's going to translate over to less revenue and less money for the league, and now it becomes a massive issue. I think there are solutions, and I don't think they're that complicated either. So number one, to me, 82 games has always felt incredibly long. It's felt way too long to be a regular season every single year. So number one, I would want a shorter season. If the league was cut to 60 games a year or somewhere around there, I think every game would feel more important. I think players would feel less inclined to want to sit out, and overall the fans would pay more attention to these games as well. Number two, they need to fix the rules. Bring back the physicality that made basketball so fun, and also stop turning every game into a three-point shooting contest. And then lastly, I would want to simplify the fan experience. Make it easy to watch games, and give fans something consistent to connect with. I think the NBA is still great, but it is losing its way, and if it doesn't make changes soon, it's going to risk losing what made people love basketball in the first place.